Pogo became a very hot issue. It actually overtook the hottest issue we had before Pogo was the bylaws. Oh, sorry, the bylaws that were not amended and yung financial statements that were not being provided. Right? But Pogo took over the whole thing kasi very visible ang effects ng Pogo. I don't know if somebody has shown you any photos. Kasi ang photos ko have scattered now with DCMM, ABS-CBN, and even Channel 7. So, and knowing how you guys operate, no? So these photos and videos might have spread. But in case, if you want to, I can provide you with the same photos and videos. No? Garbage. I don't know what kind of garbage you stumble papunta dito. Traffic. Okay. You might have seen, I'm sure, you might have seen a lot of vans, posters, or even big buses. And these guys are transporting pogos to and from. Kasi shifting sila, okay. Right? They work shifts. If you're not familiar with pogos, are you familiar with the pogo? Oh. So you know how they work, yeah. No? They are overseas workers from mostly, well, not 99.9% mainland China. Okay. They come here and they live in outlying areas ng Metro Manila. Now, particularly Parañaque, because you have Soler, you have Okada, some of the really big gambling joints dito sa Metro Manila. So they reside in Parañaque, many of them, although they reach as far as Cavite, Makati, Quezon City. But marami sila dito. They also say, because Chinese believe in, you know, the dragon thing, myths and etc., right? That they say, we have friends here who are also Chinese, or Filipino Chinese. They say na the tail of the dragon is in multinational daw, and that's good daw for business. I don't know, but they say that's one of the reasons why maraming pogo dito. But the main reason why maraming pogo dito is because they, unlike other subdivisions who try to control, if not totally block, pogo tenants, not because they are being racist, not because we are being racist as well, no? It's because we want to maintain the peace and order, the quiet. This is one of the most peaceful, or was one of the most peaceful subdivisions in the heart of the city. Kasi paglabas mo dyan, traffic, etc., yes. No? Magulo. But once you are inside Multinational, believe me, 6 o'clock, you won't hear anything except crickets. Okay. And the unusual dog barking. Otherwise, if you're not used to living in this place, you will get bored. You'll probably die of boredom dito. That's how we are still. Pero it's wala na, lumalala na. Anyway, unlike most villages, ang aming village welcomes the Pogos. Who, our village association officers, sila yung nag-welcome. Now, siguro we don't mind, siguro. But in a year or less, grabe na. We have, I don't know, 10 to 15,000 rough calculation because we are not given information by the association. We simply count ilang bahay ang nakarenta, ilang vans ang nag-iikot, multiplied by 15 or 12 na lang per van. Eh, may mga coaster takes 30. Yes. A bus takes about 45 to 50. Right? May mga bus na malaki. Pero coaster marami. If not half, they're probably half the number of vans. And there are more than 500 of them. Why do we say 500? They are serialized. Mayroon silang stickers para identified sila as Pogo staff vans. And ang number has reached 500. So if you forget the big bus and the coaster, and ang coaster is at least half na ang dami. So if you forget all of that, that's already 10,000. Diba? 500 times 12, that's more than 10. Pero may mga bus and coasters. So that's why we say 15. And there are nearly 200 houses. This is a small house if you compare, no? We have houses here that can fit this house 6 times over. And even those kinds of houses are up for rent then at up to 450,000 a month. Tax free? I don't know. Maybe. Because we don't know, right? So 450,000, we don't mind kasi people can make their money, right? Pero if it's uncontrolled, a house 2 times this can accommodate up to 60, 80 people per house kasi they won't use this as a regular house. They'll take everything out, all right? They'll take everything out instead and put cubicles. And inside the cubicles, you'll have double deckers. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with bed spacing sa atin.
Opo. Sir, singit lang po.
Yes.
Nakita niyo na po yung itsura ng mga ganun.
Ang,
Were you able to see it personally?
Me personally, no, but my engineer. Kasi I have a friend who asked me for help. May problema sa kanya electricity. Pinaparenta niya yung house niya. So I called my engineer. I used my engineer, sabi ko, not an electrician. So I called on my engineer. So siya mismo, electrical engineer siya. Siya mismo tumingin kasi troubleshooting, mahirap magkatiwala basta sa electrician. Ano? And I don't know a really good electrician for that matter. So kinakaisapan ko, dahil friend ko naman, I asked my engineer to come and help. And he saw firsthand what was it there. Of course, he would not take photos kasi that's not proper. Right? But from the point of view of hygiene, to the point of view of overcrowding, hygiene, lahat na, no? Smell, looks, use your imagination na lang of what is termed as disgusting. Okay? Looking at the house, which was magandang bahay, and looking at what was there at that time, the smell that he was describing is, you don't need to see it. No? Yeah, he described, and you can see also, no? I've seen from outside, kasi you can tell what a POGO house looks like. The gates will be open, because they don't own cars. They have lang vans to transport them. So they open the gates, they wash the clothes, and they hang them sa labas sa garage to dry. So, ang dami, right?
So may sir, parang sampayan.
Yeah, they make
Makeshift
sampayan, or they buy yung nabibili sa supermarket. They do that you can tell. Tapos usually may guard.
Sa mismong harap ng bahay.
Yeah, may guard. And then, of course, they roam around. You can tell. But even if you don't see a POGO or a Chinese person, no, the windows would be open. Whether they do that on purpose, I don't know. Kasi they smoke eh. A lot of them smoke. So they smoke also inside the safe. My engineer said, yeah, ang baho, amoy yosi daw. And amoy, I don't know if I should say it, but amoy banyo. Alright? And they cook even on parquet wooden floors. Right? They cook there. Kasi nga, ang dami nila eh. That's only one kitchen. Or at best, there would be 2. You know? Usually, there's one kitchen. And then, so, ang cooking would be a problem. Taking a bath would be a problem. Now, I say this because I've seen this myself as an OFW sa Dubai. You know, where when you see yung mga residences ng mga Pinoy, cubicles din, yung sinasabing kortina lang ang pagitan, that's true. There. No? And that's true here as well, and that's what they do. But they have, ang hygiene is very, maybe it's because of the situation, no? You cannot judge. Pero ganun eh, that's what you see. So anyway, the biggest threat there is risk of fire. No, forget the hygiene, Okay, kasi sila-sila lang naman ang nandun, right? But the risk of fire, when you smoke and you fall asleep, you smoke and then nasa couch ka or it can create a fire. Di bali kung bahay mo lang ang masunog, no? Eh yung neighbor. Di ba? We have had instances na ang transformer, yung street transformer ng Meralco, pumuputok. Tapos, siyempre, pag naputol si kable, dahil nag-init, pumutok, no? Nag-explode either the transformer, natatanggal si kable. In the meantime, kable naputol, live, sumasayaw sa kable. Imagine if that falls on somebody, a dog or a person, or on a car. And we have videos for those, right? Napaka-life-threatening. Life and property. Yes. Hindi ba? Now, why does that happen, no? This house, ilan lang kami rito? 6. And then all of a sudden, you remove the 6 and you place 60 people. 50. Ganito rin kalaki sa taas. Right? May patio pa sa taas. So, what I'm saying is, you can easily fit 40, 50 people in this small house. Ang mga pinauupahan are much bigger than this.